Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy Jay with Crenglish Podcast. You already know where the hustle meets greatness and success. A lot of Haitian success stories. We're here, you know your boy Jay.
This is your boy Kev, and today we got the heat. We got a special guest for you, baby.
Man, listen, man, our special guest, Haitian CEO Herman Dolce. He helps with thousands and level up security, greatness when it comes to credit, when it comes to building wealth. Man, it's all about wealth, it's about greatness, it's about our legacy. Man, Herman Dolce, the Haitian CEO.
I appreciate you, Jay.
Yes.
Kev, all the way in Atlanta.
Yes.
I thank you guys for bringing me out. It's an absolute honor to be one of the first
our pleasure,
couple of
man.
episodes on Crenglish Podcast.
Yeah, you know it, man. You
My
know
folks got a podcast. We doing
sir.
something
Okay,
great.
nigga, boy, I say you
You
know
know
it.
what I'm saying? I love it.
Of course.
I
So
love it.
listen, guys. Today's episode, of course, is brought to you by FanPhaseMerch.com. Of course, you already know when you want to get your merch. If you have a fan, if you're a fan of Cat Company, of course, Joy Duet Philly. If you're a fan of Herman Dolce, whoever you're a fan of, if you don't see it, you can get it customized. That's FanPhaseMerch.com. Shout out to our sponsor. Shout out to FanPhaseMerch.com. You already know it. We're here in Crenglish Podcast.
Don't forget, my man. Don't forget our partner, BoldVoice.com.
Oh, yeah.
Number one, improving your American English pronunciation.
Yeah.
Why you have an accent?
I know because he had one too, y'all.
You know,
That's crazy. Y'all
Hey.
got sponsors already?
Oh yeah,
Y'all
we're
not
rolling out.
playing.
Yeah, we're rolling out. We're rolling out. We're coming strong.
Man.
love
Guys, use our code name Crenglish 15. Again, Crenglish 15.
So,
Yes, sir.
man, listen, man. I want to go dive straight in.
Let's get to it.
Before I dive straight in, I do want to know because I ain't gonna lie. We'll you know what I'm saying, behind schedule on Haitian time. I'm CP time, you know what I'm saying? Couple time. But if I fault, no, but I'm gonna say one thing. It's kind of my fault a little bit because I had a little breakfast and my breakfast kind of put me to itis. So I say this. The reason I'm asking this question, cause you Haitian, so what's your go-to Haitian breakfast?
Oh, go to Haitian breakfast.
Something me manger.
My
Go
mom,
manger.
my mom lives with me, so it's still scrambled eggs and hot dogs. She'll try to put the hot dog on
Okay,
it. I
okay.
was like, Mom, we're not doing hot dogs anymore.
Okay,
Vamos
okay.
Konya. Just give me scrambled eggs and sausages.
Okay.
Not
So
hot
what you eat
dogs.
the eggs with? Aqui não mange zé. Zé banan?
Oh my God.
Zé
Zé
apé?
Banan, chaque samedi.
Okay.
Zé Banan, yes.
Zé banan.
That's a Saturday morning
Yeah.
breakfast. Yes.
Hey man,
Yes.
hey, you know it. So, même c'est bon petit spaghetti my old dog, my papa.
Really? You know what's my favorite Haitian dish though? A lot
that?
of people sleep on it, chaka.
Oh, we know
Yes,
about
bro.
chaka.
It's the
Hey.
old school, like I love
Yeah,
chaka,
chaka
bro.
is
It's
good,
my
but my-
favorite
but
food.
Fuss.
About jump. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Hey man, so listen, man, Herman, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Take us back, man, when it all started, your roots, man, how you came about to this business world. I mean, I said when I said yes, but I really would love to know how you dived into where you at right now in your career.
So I was listening to Kev's story. So
Yes,
Kev,
yes.
my story.
Yes.
So Brooklyn made me, Philly raised me, right?
Wow.
Moved to Philly when I was 11 years old. My family moved us there. My dad moved us there. And then, long story short, I got married, right?
Mm-hmm.
I went on a baby moon with my wife, right? A baby moon is that trip you take before your life changes and the kids come in and your life is never the same. So I took
Right.
a baby moon. I was like, let's take a trip before we have our first child, Bella Sloan, right?
Okay.
It was like a 2-week trip. We went to Italy, right? So I used all my vacation time, right, for this trip. When I got back, I didn't have any time to take off to be with my kid, right? I couldn't be there for them to help my wife out with anything. And then my brother was like, and I'm complaining to my brother about it. Shout out to my brother Kevin. He was like, listen, unless you own your own, you'll never be free. You'll always work for somebody. You understand that, right?
You're right.
You guys understand. You guys are
Yes.
business owners, right? So I was like, what? And I was like, what am I gonna do? I was like, I want to do that real estate stuff everybody doing on TV. Dubai, tout le monde a fait même bail,
Remember I got it.
right? And then he was like, he's like, that credit thing you do, because I used to really do credit even before getting popular on Instagram. He was like, that credit thing you do, why don't you do that for people? I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna charge people for that. Like, I'm not gonna do that. He's like, no, they're gonna pay somebody. They might as well pay you.
I won't share.
They might as well
problem.
pay you.
Might as well.
I won't
So I was like, okay. So I was like, I'll name it after my daughter, Bella Sloan Enterprises.
Oh.
And that's where that name
I've
came
been wondering
from.
the name.
That's where that name came from.
Okay.
The company named after my daughter. Then I went to 10 of my friends. I was like, let me fix your credit for free. I'm gonna use the screenshots and I'm gonna put it on social media because I want to prove myself first. I want to have the receipts.
Yeah.
That's where success has
That's
receipts
it,
come
yeah,
from.
yeah, your receipts. Yeah.
So I started posting them and people started DMing me like, hey, I like that service. I like that service. And then we just started growing from there. And then the last part of that story is, YouTube is amazing. You always want to be better at your craft. So what I was doing was I was going on YouTube, learning more about credit. And, the algorithm just took me to business credit. And see, they giving people $50,000 if they got good credit and they got their LLC. So I went back and I took that to my people. And then everything went crazy, and everybody started knowing me for the business credit stuff. Ma feli sèche, vous comprenez?
Mes amis, prends note. M'oubliez dit nous, prends note. S'il vous plaît, prends note.
Yeah, no podcast c'est pas podcast après rancé à green down, no. Like we in the smart
note.
This is real. By serious. Listen, on this podcast, y'all, we're gonna joke, laugh here and then. I'm green down, but make sure y'all take our notes, man.
Absolutely.
Notepad, because we're gonna get some heat. We're gonna have some gems, man. That's some crazy gems.
Absolutely, bro. So I went down that path. Then I brought it back to my people. I was like, hey, listen, man, you got good credit. You have that piece of paper, because LLCs don't pop yet.
Right.
It's just a piece of paper. You have this piece of paper. You can get 25, 30, 50,000. It's in your business name. It's not gonna show up on your credit card, credit report, your personal credit report. And then you can grow and do your business just like everybody else is doing.
Wow.
And you have the same opportunity. And when I started teaching people that information, because our people just don't know it, it sounds crazy. That's a scam. That's not real. I'm like, no, it's real. Let me show you. Show them more receipts.
Right.
I started showing them people who I gave this game to who've changed their lives. They quit their job. And then the rest is history.
That's amazing.
Yeah, bro.
Quit their job, sir.
Quit their job. People who are really serious, they took the information. And here's the thing, bro. I make it sound like, oh, yeah, they quit their job. It took time, but they did it. So like the business that you started, it started with 1 store, then 2, then 3. Then you probably saw that if I get 5 stores, I could probably quit my job. It'll replace my income that I'm making at my full-time jobs. So that was your goal.
Yeah.
So certain people, they bought their first real estate property. There's like, when I get to 6 real estate properties, that rent will cover what I'm making at my
right
job.
now, yeah.
So after my 6th real estate property, people quit their jobs. I did it. So with Bellastone Enterprises, I got to the point where it was making the same amount of money I was making at my full-time job. I was taking calls in the closet. Hello, Bellastone Enterprise, how can I help you? Right?
Dude, that's so
You know what I'm
crazy.
saying?
I'm as you saying it, it's bringing me back in my days working at Wyndham, and I'm preparing for tax season, and I'm like,
Yup.
yo, hey, I'm
Checking
ready. I'm about to
emails.
ready to slide out of here. So
About to
I know
slide out.
exactly what you mean.
Bro.
'Cause at the end of the day, you know what it is? I feel where you're coming from, because me and Kevin had the same thing. Like, Kevin was like the young, I want to say, he was headed to be like a young Jefferson, because he didn't tell you that he used to be in the dry cleaning
dry
business.
cleaning.
He was
That was
trying
before tax.
Yeah, before tax, he was in the dry cleaning business.
George
So-
Jefferson?
Yeah,
6
so he was
years.
literally working there for a minute, and I was in the call center business. I was in the call center world. So when I was in it, I'm like, my problem with me is I never had no problem working for nobody. It's just like if I'm in a job, I always had a job that has hourly plus commission. My mom and my sister could never understand why I did it, because I felt like I want to get my value. If I'm in the hours, it's cool. But if I could go ahead and sell and get the
If
money
I
for
can
my
make you
value,
money, then
and I make
pay
myself
me.
money,
Yeah.
it makes sense. So,
Yeah.
but the only problem I had with those type of jobs was the control. Like, I still had to have a TO, have somebody come take over the call, or just say I was a TO.
Oh, yeah,
That's still
my
on their
issue.
time. So my problem, I have an eye problem. I don't see myself clocking in for anybody else. That was my problem. So I feel where you're coming from. The fact that you said that you decided to get your time back.
Yeah.
To me, it's always about your time.
Listen, we've been brainwashed, bro. Like, that's how you really become wealthy, buying back your time. Can I tell you a quick story about that?
Of course. Quick, come on.
To make people understand. So I bought this house, right? And I remember when I was looking to buy the house, the guy who lived next door, he was mowing the lawn. And I was like, yeah, I'm thinking of buying this house. How often do you mow your lawn? He's like, oh, I mow my lawn every Saturday in the summertime because it grows faster. In the springtime every Saturday. In the summer, every other Saturday. I was like, oh, okay, that's a lot. I was like, how many hours does it take? Because we have the same size land. He's like 2 to 3 hours. I was like, it takes 2 to 3 hours every Saturday. I was like, listen, come look at this house. How much you do to cut the grass? He's like, he has the big machine where he get on top of it, zoom,
that's it.
He's like $30.
Oh,
I was like, $30? He's like, yes. So this is how you have to think about it. Am I worth more than $30?
Come on.
Yes.
yeah.
3 hours of my time
Come
is
on.
worth way more than $30.
damn right.
He didn't buy Muna his $30.
That's it.
I got 3 hours of my time to go make $1,000 doing something else.
That's it.
You know
I
what
tell
I'm
my
saying?
wife that all the time.
Yeah, buying back your time. Yes, 100%.
Wow, that's amazing. And you know what's crazy about that is because that's why I always tell people, like, you got to figure out your niche, your why, because once you find your why, anything else will stop it. Because now that the fact that you said that I want to get my time back, that's important. once you know you get your time back. That's it. But the thing about the credit situation is so interesting for me because if you know, you know. And this is me going off top. I'm literally going off, not even off my structure of my paperwork we have here. But it's just, I remember us getting in the tax business, and just skipping to that part. And when we got in the tax business, we knew how to make money. We didn't, even to this day, I'm not going to be honest with you. It's not till like years later we found out how important of business credit. We still like learning that
Credit
now.
period.
Credit period. Because the thing is, we made money. Like, I was making money at 23 years old, made six figures at 23 years old. So I'm like, whoa, okay, cool, made money. But problem again, I never understood the points of my LLC. You know how much LLCs I created? I was creating LLCs at 17, 18.
Wow.
I didn't know
You still
that.
have them, right?
Yes, I still
Those
have
are all
them.
valuable pieces of paper.
So I didn't never
You can fund
knew-
all of them.
I didn't miss something about because it's so much things that we didn't know. Like, our mentor taught us the tax game, but he came from a real estate background. You feel me? So, but we didn't understand the points of the credit side of things. If we would have known that, would have been leveraged.
Yeah.
Not belle petit garçon en fait jeune gens. You know what I'm saying?
And 10x to the
Before we this thought came in mind. I don't want to
forget it.
You reversed the game. You proved yourself first
1,000%.
before charging. Before saying, "Oh, here's my book. Here's my thing. Hey, credit guru." You proved the game first,
bro. I had to show mise en show récit avant my dimoun bam l'argent. I had to do it that way, and to keep it a beam, bro. This is how you prevent yourself from being scammed, because it's one thing for me to show, oh, this is my Rolex, this is my car, all that stuff could be rented. Let me show you the people I have helped. Go in their DMs. Go ask them. Well, how did Herman work? What did he charge you? How long did it take?
Bro, he just gave the blueprint, bro.
Yeah, bro. And then and to this day, I still screenshot it and I still post it.
Right.
I use the same formula.
Right.
And listen, I'm not bad at anybody. I got scammed too. Right. A bunch of times. Like that was my tuition. And I tell people that's my tuition. That's my loss. Oh, he took 20 from me. Then that's my tuition, because I would have gave that to Temple or Harvard. But no, the streets. The streets taught me the game, right? So I'm going to teach you the game. And that's why you need to get a mentor, because a mentor, like you just said, you had a mentor. The mentor is a shortcut to success. They're like, pas fait ça.
Right.
I went down that road before. You don't need to do what I did. Right.
Going
so
through
yeah. So the receipts and it's good marketing.
Yeah,
it's great marketing.
It's great marketing.
What you're doing, what you're doing with that marketing, I always tell people that, like, we call that tap rooting. Take a note. Tap rooting. What happens when you tap into that market? Because what happens is, for example, we're in the podcast now. Those who didn't know about Haitian CEO, you're gonna Google him, look him up. Oh, he got receipts, right? Now you tapped in. Now they tapped in with you because they were on Crenglish Podcast.
Yeah.
Now anybody else who's tapped in with you, see you on our platform.
Now they're gonna
come over here.
Cross
it's called tap
promotion.
rooting. Exactly. So at the end of the day, that's a good thing about it. And really, you're leveraging. When you're leveraging, it's kind of like when you do with business and credit, other people money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like OPM. So when you understand the OPM, and see, the thing is, like I said, we all like hear these keywords and read these things, and because I understand something. We was reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. I was reading that at 17 years old.
That's why your mindset is already different.
Yeah.
Y'all was reading that since that age.
Yeah,
I didn't read that. I didn't read that till I was maybe almost 30.
Man,
I read it late.
Shout out to
in
my
life.
cousin Scotty Abelard, man. He has a barber shop in Jersey. Sharon Bishop, shout out to my shameless plug. But my cousin right there, he gave me a book when I was in high school. Because I told him about Rich Dad Poor Dad. He said, "Oh yeah," and I was like, "Yeah." And I was watching Oprah one time. They said The Secret, so I started listening. So I watched The Secret. I listened to the audio of The Secret. Then he was like, "Since you're already up on that, I'm gonna give you this book right here. Read this book." He put me on Alchemist, and he put me on Who Moved My Cheese.
What's that about?
So Who Moved My Cheese? It really blew my mind about just the mindset of money, and just like I was already on the Robert Kiyosaki wave, where it's like getting out the rat race. So right there, it just blew my mindset up and really took me to the next level.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So I definitely recommend that. If you're in entrepreneur business world, definitely look at Who Moved My Cheese.
Who Moved My Cheese? I'm gonna tap into that.
And The Alchemist, and books like that. That changed my life. You know what I'm saying? So
I believe. Jean-Jacques believe. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
So I had to do something. You feel me? So but now we're learning about the credit, which is important. So let me ask you this: How is it being a Haitian, building a business? How hard is it? What was the trials and tribulations? Because Haitian, in the Haitian world, they ne pas docteur. Avocat, ingénieur. Avocat, you know what I'm saying?
Ou pas métier.
Yeah.
C'est pour bagay, pas docteur, avocat.
Yeah,
oh my
bro.
God, ça encore
And nowadays, now because things change, chaque moun, tout moun c'est dans chiropractor yo gen, chiropractor. Also, you pay taxes kunya.
Yeah, taxes. That's fact.
Don't go to Orlando. It's about 20 goddamn million taxes after we done left.
Really?
But we changed the game. We was in the game 2011.
We made it look too easy, but at the
everybody and their mama. If you meet 10 Haitians in Orlando, at least 9 of them do taxes. I promise you. Now I'm not saying they're all top tier. I'm not saying not knocking nobody, but everybody's a Bell Tax LLC.
Okay, you know why he's talking like this? Is we coming from a regime in 2012 and 2013. Each office we had was making 6 figures.
Each office.
So we're talking about $100,000 to $500,000.
What $100,000 was actually you suck. You suck.
Wow, you suck.
Yeah,
you suck.
You could trip into 100,000.
Yeah,
100,000. You suck. The minimums at the time, you gotta remember, we're talking about like Texas man things. We're talking about 300,000, 350,000 in 2 months.
Wow.
We're talking about in hard markets, Miami, Tampa.
And then we hit the record. One of our offices made $1.2 million.
Wow.
Whew, I'm scared saying that.
Saying those crazy numbers, right? Yeah. In 90 days, that tax season, that 3-4 months
90 days? Keep 90 days out. More like 60 days.
You can say 60 days, because 90 days, the last 30 days is pretty much scramblers.
By February, we already meet goals. Yeah. We meet
February, you met goals.
But also back in the day. We talking about 2012.
Yeah.
2011, 2012, though. We talking about when we was in the game.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that business taught us. So, like, I say all to say this, right? The game is always, elevating. But one thing about it is you always need your credit. Yeah, your credit's important, right?
Always.
Business, like those type of business, the reason why it's always successful because those are recession-proof businesses. No matter what, you still need it. You always need it. So that's the reason. But the thing about it is, once you know how to bake a cake, you can always bake a cake again. What we did was we reinvented ourselves. We found it. Oh, okay, we knew how to do that. We can always go back and kill it. I can go back in any city right now and kill it. And I do in 8 weeks. I know I could do this much numbers in the office as long as I have the systems. I have a team. I can leverage.
Yes, sir.
I have an office. The difference what we learn is minimizing costs and maximizing profit. That's what we learned from my mentor.
Okay.
And now this credit sauce, I get to credit, my man, next level after that. You know what I'm saying?
You asked about what it was like doing it. So my dad wasn't excited. He wanted me to be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer. I remember when I was like, I'm thinking about getting into real estate, owning assets. And believe it or not, my dad, a lot of people don't know this, he used to work for Donald Trump's father, Fred Trump.
Wow.
So my dad was like, what you think I'm Fred Trump? You think
But what did your dad do?
So he's a property manager for the Trump organization.
Okay.
And so he's like, what you think I have money to pass down to you? Because he didn't understand credit, LLC. I'll go get 50 from the bank, put a down payment on real estate. Now I get my first property when I'm 18 years old. I'm a millionaire by the time I'm 22 if somebody had taught us that game. So he didn't understand that. So he definitely wasn't with it. So I just continued with school, but then I ran into a mentor and he told me, he's like, listen, you're trading time for money. You'll never be free. You'll never be rich. So I invested in my brain, got a mentor to teach me how to get into business, how to grow my business, how to get credit, how to get business credit, and got my first real estate property, got my second real estate property, and then I started telling everybody about it, and the rest is history.
That's
the history. Listen, I remember when I got my first six-figure job. Listen, I remember when I got my first six-figure job, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna quit. And my mom was like, quit. Are you crazy? This is the American dream. Like the American dream is. I was like, no, mom. Like that's smoke and mirrors.
Right.
That if I work 40 hours, you'll give me 100,000. I was like, mom, there's people who make 100,000 a month. There's people who make 100,000 a week. And the only way to do that is for me to own my own. So I quit my job, and that's when Bellastone Enterprises just grew, because now that 40 hours a week I was giving to somebody else, I was putting that into my own business, and then it grew.
And it's crazy because I know how that is, because the thing is, my mom, she sees my ambition. She respects it. She's like, moi dégager oui. Moi dégager oui. Mais pas comprendre pour mon travail pour un petit gens. You know, you understand something? I came from a financial business, then I went to a whole different business. I started a whole photography business. I literally was at a pivotal part of my career where 100% ownership of my tax office, making crazy numbers. In a matter of months, I learned how to really leverage and really minimize. I did something that a lot of these tax guys now still don't do. These guys still getting brick and mortar, and
Buildings,
building offices. And I'm like, bro, why am I doing all that, spending all that money for that year? Yeah. I decided I found a way. I found a loophole how to get it in a shorter, get an office where I don't have to pay nothing like that. I don't have to have an office contracted for a whole year, 2 years. I can have an office less than that and be able to minimize my costs.
Wow,
that's what I learned to do.
Wow.
Yo, that's the difference. Nobody could touch me right now. I can tell you right now.
Well, you was leading about that 1,000. We made 70,000.
I didn't even get to that part, but you can go ahead.
That's where you was going. I thought that's where you was going,
what
sir.
What happened? Nah, tell the story.
I mean, tell him. Go ahead, tell him. I was talking about something else, but go ahead.
What? 1 year. This guy came to my house at my mama house.
Yeah.
Not my house. My mama house.
Right.
We was in shambles then.
Right.
At my mama house, he came to my room, and he was like, "Man, we need to do something."
Mm-hmm.
I got $1,000. This man went on Craigslist.
Mm-hmm.
This man went on Craigslist and seen an office. I forgot the price what it was, but
$875.
We had enough for it.
Right. Okay, for that 30 days.
Yeah, we had enough for it.
$875 and 1 month free.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank God it was one
month free.
But the business we in, all we need is 60 days.
All you needed was 60 days.
So basically, to kind of piggyback over that, I took that $1,000. We moved to Carolinas, and
I'm going to win with story side. That's what I was waiting for you to say, bro.
So that $1,000, I took that $1,000, and how I got that $1,000, my the mise I passed to get that $1,000. By the way, I had an interpretation company. I was running transportation. I was doing Uber. I was mise.
Talk mise.
But I took that $1,000, and then I had to start over from scratch because remember I told you I've been in the game for a long time. But what I was doing was we were a part of somebody's company. We were a partner, but we weren't really a partner. We were a partner on paper, but really not in real life.
In real life,
because I feel like if your name not on the bank, if you don't have the direct connection with the bank, you just they decide to pay you however they decide to pay you. That paper don't mean nothing.
Nothing. I see what you're saying.
So I had a lot of money out there that was supposedly meant for me because I helped a lot of people offices. So I didn't get that. So I was like, I had to start over again.
Got you.
So that year, I started over again. I took that $1,000. Found an office, like he said, on Craigslist. I found it for $875 a month. First month free. So what that means is we opened an office in January. We was already marketing in December. We opened an office in January. By February, we made our money, enough money to cover the cost of the rent and to pay for the year.
Pay for the year.
Because we made $70,000.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Wow, in 60 days.
I took $1,000. So I made, you might well say, I made $69,000 profit.
60 days. Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. But I learned from that though.
You bet on yourself.
I bet on myself, but I learned from that because I realized after opening that office, I'm like, why am I spending money? Okay, yeah, I made money. I paid for the year, but I'm spending $10,000, $20,000 for the year. Why? And now I elevated from that point, and I decided now, 2 seasons later, I decided to just go
online.
I decided to do it where I found offices that's virtual. It's fully furnished. I don't got to do that.
Yes,
like
the
that.
virtual office.
So I leverage.
Yes.
I ain't gonna tell you too much of my sauce, but that's a little bit of my sauce.
That's a good sauce right there, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm familiar with.
Yeah,
it's good sauce.
Okay.
I'm familiar with the virtual office.
But the thing is, they don't leverage it the way I was leveraging it, the way I'm leveraging it now, the next level. So I say that to say this, right? I say that to say this. I took a break from taxes on purpose so I can go ahead and build my purpose. And I went and built 5 images, Find Elevation, which allowed me to be able to penetrate Atlanta market and tap into different demographic in a whole different world. I decided to walk away, started from scratch, nothing. I have no lies on nothing. My credibility was my camera. That was my credit. You see what I'm saying? That was my business that I was building up. And when I got my LLC, 5 Images LLC, that's how I was able to leverage that and start building my business credit with 5 Images. That's how I started doing that. So that's where I kind of started studying the business credit because of my photography business.
Got you.
I wouldn't have the photography business if I didn't make that chance with a tax office to leverage that money to buy my first camera and buy my first print shop to leverage that money to be able to move to Atlanta.
You kept investing in yourselves over and over and over again.
Yes. Yes. And yes again.
That's major. And if you had business credit, right, you would have had the money up front.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You know, money to play with so we could eat.
To expand it and grow. Yeah.
Let me ask you this, man. Let me ask you this.
I love it.
I'm not going to lie. No, paravo. There's a thing called, we have a word of the day. Our word of the day is confidence.
Confidence.
Confiance.
Okay.
In Korea, c'est confiance. Faut get confiance. How did you build? Because I gotta say this. Confidence is actually a skill.
You have to practice it.
It's actually a skill, guys. You just don't got confidence like that. I'm sorry. I don't know if I bust someone's bubble, but you got to work on your confidence. So how did you work on your confidence in the game of credit?
How did I get confidence? So it's two things.
In the financial world,
period. In the financial world. It's a couple of things. Number one, I have to go back to my father, right? He used to always say, you have to dress to impress.
Oui.
Right?
Yes.
And all that stuff.
Yes.
So he kind of brainwashed me into thinking that once you put on the uniform of success, when you dress appropriately, you walk more confidently.
Of course.
So that's the first thing, right? The second thing with confidence is, like you just said, you're not born with it. It's something you actually have to practice. So this is, I promise you, just probably my 100th podcast that I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
I've done a lot of them. My first podcast, I was nervous. I was sweating. I didn't know what not to say. But then I started to understand practicing interviewing, number one. Number two, when people bring you on the podcast, they want you to talk confidently. They want to get views on their show. So make sure you give them good content, talk funny. So I started doing it all the time. Okay. Now I'm on my 100th podcast. I come in here correct. I feel good. I feel amazing. You're amazing. The assistant was like, you smell good. You look good. I was like, thank you.
And you with his
So I had confidence sitting here. And when you practice your skill, like you see, when you talk about your taxes, when you talk about photography, when you talking about your business, you talk like, yeah, man, so I did this and I did this.
You know what you're saying.
You know what you're talking about.
We got a receipt to back it up, too.
You got the receipt because you've been practicing it. Because you've been doing it for a while. So it doesn't come overnight. I've been practicing my confidence. I know what I'm talking about.
So you would say your basically the Haitian culture definitely shaped you.
You know we have a proud culture. Very proud culture. 100%.
Very proud.
Very proud culture. Absolutely.
Man, that's dope, man. I definitely want to highlight a few things, man. I want to say this, right? Keys to building credit, leveraging funding, business structure. Like, what separates the mindset versus mechanics in scaling in the business?
Oh, wow, that's heavy. Okay, so this is.
I had to get serious. Sorry.
This is a little bit scary part because and you know this, when you first started making money that you never made before, you're like, oh my goodness, right? This is a lot. So all the money that I made, right? When I first started my business, I was working, and I went home from 5 to 11 at night. 5 to midnight is when you become a millionaire. This is what I tell people, right? Those habits, because I'm working on my business. But then this is what I realized. I was like, I just got myself a second job. That's what I did. I got myself a second job. Now I'm busy all the time. Then my mentor was like, you made all this money. You paid all your credit card debt. You're not in any credit card debt. You're making money. Now guess what, guys? I couldn't grow anymore. I couldn't take on any more clients because I'm too busy. I'm too full. That's when you have to understand you have to have, the mindset is you have to hire, delegate, create systems.
Whoosh. So say that one more time.
Hire, delegate, create systems.
Create system.
Right?
Écrit. Tout est?
Take note. Fais note.
Qui encore?
Delegate.
Système.
Mettez système dans business now. Entendez? Parce que until I hired a CEO to take over the business for me. Now, I got my CEO from Amazon. Shout out to Damaris. She used to work for Amazon. She used to work their trucking division. So her brain is very logistics. All right, this truck go here, this truck go here. I need 3 drivers to go here, 3 shows. She was running their part of their trucking business. So I was like, how much they paying you there? She told me how much they're paying her. I was like, whoosh. And I was like, all right, what if I pay you that exact number? If you come work for me, you don't have to drive to New Jersey. So she had to drive an hour to work, back and forth. You're not wasting gas. You get to work from home.
You cut that,
right? So it'll be the same thing. She's like, okay. She's like, let me buy a house first. It's possibly in business tax, right? She's like, I need my 2-year taxes.
Of course.
And she took over the business. When she took over, I was like, this is how I've been running my business. I took everything out of my brain and I gave it to her because you have to show people what to do so they can do it for you. So she started doing that. She's like, all right, let me make it better. She started adding systems. So now somebody come to my office, to come to Bellasone, there's a website. Now, instead of them talking to me, no, just fill out the application. You don't need to talk to Herman. So now I could take on 100 people at a time instead of one-on-one. Then, okay, now that you signed up, it sends a text message. It sends an email, all by automatique, right? So now we're taking on so many people, having systems in place. Listen, I was on, while we talking about Wild on Gilly earlier, right? I was on their podcast. Waldo came to me. He's like, yo, you want to get on my podcast? I was like, no. He's like, wow. I was like, you gonna what because a businessman? He's like, what do you mean I'm gonna break your business? I was like, I don't have systems. If I go on your show and they have hundreds of thousands of millions of views, if I go on your show, you be like, yo, go to Bellastone Enterprises.
Yeah.
Bro, 10,000 people are gonna call me on Monday.
Right.
I'm not ready for that.
Right.
Oh,
So
I get what
right,
you,
it would have killed my business.
Yeah,
Like, oh, it's trash.
Yeah,
they got
you're
terrible
right.
customer service. Oh, you know
Right,
black
right.
businesses.
Man, I didn't think
he,
about that.
Yeah, so he asked me the second time. He's like, you ready? I was like, I'm ready. So when I went on his show, I was like, listen, if you want to sign up for services, comment the word credit to 617-555-1212. That one episode we had with Cash Doll, I got 60,000 phone numbers.
So Ness.
Right?
Mato Pistol.
And my system, because I had a CEO, the system automatically text message and email everybody. It's like, you want credit? We need your username and password for Experian.com. And then once they sent it to us, we're like, all right, we need your fill this application out. We need your social security card, your driver's license, and then the system just did everything
Talk
by
about
itself.
taprooting, boy.
It did it by itself. So just like that, because now, and I was afraid because I was like, dang, I gotta pay this girl this money. It was in my pocket. I was holding my money tight.
Yeah.
But listen, this is the energy of the world. You have to put it out for it to come back in.
I think if class, it's not what they do. I think if class, cheap, it's gonna come back.
It's gotta come back. So every dollar I send out, at least $1.50 gotta come back. $2 gotta come back to me.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So I wasn't afraid. I put it into her. She set up the business, and now I'm free. Remember, we talking about time.
Right.
Now I'm not running the business. I have more time. I go on podcasts. I go get more business. This is my job now to go get more business.
Yeah, I love that. That's what you call when you're creating a wealth. When you're creating this system, that's a wealth principle. Because what happens is now you're creating a system where now you're really freeing yourself.
You make money while you sleep,
You
bro.
make money while you sleep, and now you're creating a wealth system.
Absolutely.
While you
So
sleep.
when it comes to that, right, it's gonna dive right into what I need to ask next was, what would be the tools that I would say key maybe apps or tools that you could actually share with upcoming entrepreneurs or business owners, especially our Haitian people that really needs to, because the thing about it is, you know, Haitian nous intelligent. You know what I'm saying? The problem is about tout non qui class. They want to always want to deal with and cut corners and all that. I won't share. Haitian New Year's. I mean, no, business is business, and then it's black and white. But it's like, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna, like you said, put the money out and get it back. We understood that concept a long time ago. Because in tax business, you know how much money we throw out there. We have $5,000, $10,000 just alone just for marketing. We know we're gonna drop. People tell me, I've been telling me to this day, which is so crazy. Nothing wrong with social media. There's nothing wrong with social media. But all that video, hey guys, look at me, follow me, da da da. Okay, that's cute. But you have to have other systems besides that. You have to have a call to action. So when you do that, like you said, get the leads and stuff like that's one, right? But then we used to drop signs. I still do that to this day. They act like I don't believe it, and I don't care, because at the end of the day, if I drop 100 signs, I know 100 signs might be picked up, right?
We're talking about the tax game.
Yeah,
We're
tax
talking
game.
about
By the way,
dropping signs.
We dropping tax signs, right? But we know that we're gonna at least get 2-3 calls. We fine with the 2-3 calls,
Right.
Because that 2-3 calls might be one person who owns a church. Or that one person who owns an enterprise who has a whole bunch of people who work for him.
It's all about networking.
And next, you know, we leverage from that.
Yeah, and you
know
know
what
your
I'm saying?
numbers.
But
All
guess
right,
what?
3 calls per 100 signs. I need to drop 1,000 signs.
Exactly.
Yes, I know my
and they're
numbers.
scared to do
That
that.
was
They're
it.
scared to do that. To this day, they're scared. While I ever make a little money, they might make $20,000, $30,000, $100,000 cute. But you're not leveraging like you should, because you're not maximizing off of that. But I want to say, nowadays, just tools. So what tools would you say you recommend?
The tools that I use for my business. Number one, I use Zoom, because I do a lot of virtual calls.
Okay.
Number two, I use a system called Sprocket, right?
Sprocket.
Is my CRM, customer retention management
So
software,
this out
right?
on North Week?
Sprocket. That one, so when a client comes to me and I send them to a link, it takes their name, number, and email. I'll give you a good example. So call to action. So on Instagram, I will show, hey guys, you see I got my client $50,000 worth of business credit. If you're interested in getting that, because Success has a receipt, comment the word credit. When they comment the word credit, my many chats is on my Instagram, many, MANY.
Another system.
It's another system,
Another tool.
CHAT.
System, guys.
It automatically DMs the person the link, right? To book an appointment with my team. So many chats like, hey, I see you commented the word credit. Would you like to get business credit? The person comments back in the DMs now, yes. And then it asks them for their name, number, and email. The name, number, and email comes out of Instagram, because I don't want Instagram to own it. I want to own it.
Of course.
I get their name, number, and emails, and it goes into my Sprocket. It goes into my system. Now my sales team calls them. So just imagine you go on any one of my posts, when I tell them to comment something, it's 400 numbers. 400 comments.
Bro, do you know what he just said? Listen.
That's like putting down the signs.
So for the real estate people, the tax people that's watching this right now, because I know like at least 20 of y'all do taxes. On sauce that means
Ça sont sauce, oui, mais
it's a sauce, bro. Because what happens is, at the end of the day, it's any business. I always say this, right? This is what I say in business. This is what I say in business. There's 3 P's. It's 3 P's. And if you didn't know this, take this note. Product, process, people.
Ooh, the people are so important.
Hey, yeah.
Product,
I got bars like candy bars. I got bars.
That's a good one.
Product, process, people. I've been knowing this since I was 20-some years old, 22 years old. I learned that because I was in timeshare business, and I was also in MLM, multi-level marketing.
He's always been in sales.
And
you guys are in sales.
Yeah, so I've been shaped along the way
since Amway.
Yeah,
you want an Amway?
Yeah, Amway.
You guys have sales in your blood.
Trust me, man. We know all the
Amway, all that stuff. Who was going to these meetings? I was doing these stuff before these. Like shout out to him 500. But I'm watching how these guys do these events and do these leveraging these different events. I was doing these events young, going to Prime Americas and all these paralegal stuff. Right. And I was part of ACN, which was a big one in Miami. ACN was a big one. And they was all over, not just Miami, but the team I was on was called under Max Nose, and I was in a big team. I learned a lot from that. So I took that and I got in tax business. It was just all together. Oh my goodness, that became a business.
Perfect storm.
So product, process, people. And when I say this, the product could be anything. It could be music business. That's why I was able to get in the photography business. I told him, I said, watch this. When I get this camera, watch what I do. Remember that? I said, yo, I'm gonna get this camera and I'm gonna change the game. Because I knew once I get this camera, I could be in the rooms. Because I know the people. I understand the process because I do parties back in the day too. So product, process, figure out the system, how I'm gonna do it. Right? How I'm gonna get a system to use it. Whatever it's real estate, whether it's taxes, whatever it is. Or it's credit you leveraging, because I was even looking into white labeling of credit, business credit. You know what I'm saying? All these different things, once I figure out the product, the process, then the next thing is the people. The people is going to be your team, your agent, your people you're leveraging, and your clients. So product, process, people.
It's amazing, bro. And now that's just from one post. I'm getting 300 leads. I post all the time.
Nice.
So we grew our list to over 100,000. So whenever I come out with a new product, guess what I'm texting? I'm texting the 100,000 people. Right?
The system, your
I
process.
got the system in place, and they were, say for instance, 1,000 people call back. I got a sales team that's hitting up the 1,000 people and closing. There's sometimes, bro, I do an event. People are like, oh, I didn't know you was doing anything. Para mettre dans social media. I don't need to.
So qu'on est là-bas, ça, bon système n'a pas travail pour.
Si ça va travailler, pas besoin de faire. I don't need to drop it on and say, yo, I got a new product. I just text 100,000 people.
Et puis tout c'est à l'instant.
Ça qu'on est là-bas, ça, au système qui travaille pour.
Mettez pied malais.
So once a month, I'm gonna give them another game. Once a month, I book a studio just like you guys got here, right? Once a month. And I come up with a bunch of videos. Let me give you 3 credit cards that allow you to get funding, and they don't put one inquiry on your credit report. Apple credit card, Upgrade credit card, Westgate credit card. What you do is you go to apple.com to get the credit card, right? You go to apple.com to get the credit card. They pre-approve you. They're like, hey, Jay, we pre-approve you for $5,000 credit card limit. You interested? You're gonna be like, whoop, I'm gonna wait. You go to you call TransUnion, or you go to another web browser, and then you freeze your TransUnion credit report. Then you go back to apple.com and you say, yes, you want it. They're going to try to put an inquiry on your credit report. They won't be able to. Boom, credit card approved.
Got no sauce.
Now you do that for Upgrade, then you do that for Westgate credit cards. There's 3 credit cards, no inquiries on your credit report. I'm going to take that video. I'm going to shoot it, put it on Instagram. Call to action is, if you want the ebook, because I talk really fast just now, right? If you want the ebook step by step, comment the word ebook below. That video got 2,000 comments. Now, I'm in the studio. This is why I tell you, I'm in the studio. I do about 20, 30 of those videos. Parce que chaque matin, 6 a.m. on the dot, if you really follow me, I post something every single day. Instagram now has a scheduling feature. All I do is upload all the videos, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, for the whole month. 6 a.m. it's going to post, it's going to do the thing. I ain't got to do nothing. All because I took 6 hours, 5 hours, 1 day a month. I come in the studio, I shoot my videos. I'm finished for the month.
That's it.
Follow my man.
I'm finished for the
Follow my man for the sauce.
I just post stories
on
MVP. That's a good game, right?
Good game.
Great game.
Right.
Great game.
Backed it up with the system and let the system do its work.
Wow. So system is the
It's the key
issue,
to growth.
man.
Yeah, it's the key to growth in your business. Absolutely.
All right, my man.
Moi, là. Ma say.
That one's on the house.
What Kevin say? What Kevin say? I'm discombobulated.
Yeah.
That one's on the house, man. Definitely. You got this amazing studio, you shoot the content, you drop it, and you done. I do one content day a month.
One content a month?
One content day a month. I lock myself in the studio.
You just let the system release.
And I let the system release it. And let it do the work. And then I look at my numbers. I see which video did better, which video did worse. The videos that did better, I was like, okay, next month I see the marketplace, they like this type of video. So I'm going to recreate that video.
Of course, you're getting the data.
I'm getting the data. Instagram gives you the data.
Oh, yeah, you're getting the data, so you know what to do.
Right. It tells me men, women, age, the views, the likes, the shares, the saves. I was like, all right, let me give them what they want. And then we take it from there, bro.
Hey, man, I'm not going to lie to you, man. You see on Crenglish, man, we like to have fun. I ain't going to lie, we like to have fun.
Talk to me.
Watch this. This is random. Guyo or tasso?
Guyo.
What? Don't be stoned.
Guyo, nah, it's Guyo.
So, by the way, if y'all didn't know, if you are just tuning in, this is called Translate That. And then we also do that, this or that. So,
this or that.
So we do this or that. This is what we're doing right now. And after that, we're going to do Translate That. So,
translate that. That's a harder game.
So we doing right now. So right now, he just kicked off this or that.
Okay.
And then we're going to do Translate That. So
I had to kick it off, dog. Because it's just, I had to be random.
So you said Guyo?
Come on, man.
Okay. Mal casé tout. Casé tout, dale. La bouillie ou accassant? Honnête.
Don't be stoned.
Kevin, pas fait me jour.
Non, pas man, parler.
La bouillie ou accassant? Tonnerre.
I've been tremblé là, non?
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one. I'm going to say La Bouillie because I know what that is.
Yes.
Accassant, I don't know what that is. La
You know what
Bouillie?
accassant is?
No, La Bouillie, my mom made La Bouillie every Saturday night.
Okay. See, she said Saturday night. See, la bouillie is something you made it pour souper. It's like a porridge.
Before you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Accassant is known for the morning. It's like a breakfast drink.
Oh, did not know that. Yeah,
So
see my
Accassant-
English coming out. See my
AK-100.
AK-100. Yeah, you go to Miami, let me get the AK-100.
That's what that
Them
is.
Yanks be like, let me get the AK-100. Them Yanks be in Miami drinking that thing for sure. You drink. See, La Bouillie is hot.
Right.
Accassant you could drink it. You could drink it cold. You
or
could drink
warm.
Or warm. And Accassant you could drink it with anti-pinchèche haïtien, anti-beurre.
Let me tell you how Haitian I am. I'm so Haitian, I thought Nutriment was made by Haitians.
Me too. What? You wear spot shake.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I thought it was too.
Thought it was a Haitian drink. I thought Nutriment was a Creole word.
Nah, I thought so too. But my mom put on spot shake lah. I promise you. All right, so I got you on that one. Let me see. Let me see.
That's what-
That's good.
Okay. I'm about to fuck your head up now. I'm going a little different. T-Vice or Top Vice? No, T-Vice or Top Vice? How about that?
T-Vice.
Do you know who Top Vice is though?
No, I don't know who Top Vice. That's why T-Vice was easy.
So Top Vice is the OGs. Now, why do you think it's called T-Vice? T-Vice came from Top Vice because Top Vice is the dad of Roberto.
So I'm showing my age. So depending on what your age is, you know who is.
I mean, you gotta understand something. I was in Haiti in the early, late 90s. I was in Haiti late 90s.
You was
bro.
in Haiti.
I lived in Haiti. I was the Haitian. I was the kid that
Vous avez fait des ordres, you voyez?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I was a prodigal child. So that's my credibility. That's my credit. That's my receipts.
Yeah.
Because I that's why I'm pas les Crenglish parce que pas les créole vraiment, but you're gonna find out shit my pin. Oh, got T blanc.
When you first got there.
When I got to Haiti, they roasted me so bad I had to learn Creole.
You had to learn Creole.
I had to learn Creole, but
learn it good.
I lived in Haiti.
Jay, let me get him with this one.
Okay, go on, get him.
LLC or corporation?
That's
That's a good one. That depends. It depends. If your LLC makes more than $50,000 to $75,000, you have to convert over to a corporation. You have to.
Oh,
yeah,
Jay, we're lit.
Yeah, you have
Oh,
to.
wow.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, because now it's double taxation. So it's best if you move over.
I ain't gonna lie, my boy.
So if your business
sure you have $1 million though.
let's say if you sell 550,000 for the year.
For the year, yeah.
That would be a corp.
Yeah, you have to talk to your tax person to transfer from an LLC to a corporation.
Transfer by papa. Transfer.
Sign and transfer. You're making too much money, but they're taxing you too much at that point.
Okay, watch this. Jésus Foy or Tonton Bichat? I'm gonna see how Haitian you are.
You got me.
Nah. You got him.
You got me.
Damn, you went.
The questions got harder and harder.
Do you know what the Haitian comedians are? Though?
No,
That's why you. It was hard.
Why I love you on?
No.
Oh
no.
So you never heard?
I was super was not conservative. What they say? My parents
Americanized?
not Americanized. We didn't get to do nothing. I didn't go to my first movie theater till I was in high school.
I went to there.
No,
Baptiste.
Baptiste. Yeah, my parents, they didn't let me do anything.
Protestant?
Bro. Protestant, yeah. They didn't let me do anything. Like, what you talking about?
Wow.
I would have to hear Kalini and all that stuff. I had to go to my friend's house. And they was dancing. Oh, what's that? They'd be like, what's that?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't even know there was Haitians in Philly like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I got older.
Yeah, big Haitian.
I think when I found out the chart in Haiti, like they said the Haitian chart from top 10, of course, Miami's number 1. New York number 2.
Boston.
Number 3 is number 4 is Boston. That's where I was born actually, but I was raised in Orlando. Number 4, I think they said, what was number 4, Kev? For the thing.
You know what surprised me? Kentucky.
What?
Kentucky surprised me.
Wait a minute. It's not even on the list.
Kentucky surprised me.
I think Philly comes number 6 after Orlando.
Because Kentucky is known for the Kentucky Derby.
7.
That's it.
Bro.
I never knew that.
Haitians.
We was raised heavy in church.
Yikes.
So we had a big Kentucky delegation that used to come to us every year, and we used to go down to them. I was like, there's Haitians in Kentucky?
My boy, I didn't know there was Haitians in Philly like that. I ain't gonna lie. When I met my boy Friday, shout out to my boy Friday. Shout out to my boys out there. Yeah. Shout out to my Philly guys, my young bulls. You know that. That's how I say it.
Young bulls.
Yeah. So like even my publicist, Dr. Rashay Barnes, he told me y'all friends.
Rashay?
That's my publicist.
That's folks.
That's gang. That's the friend. That's the homie.
She's
That's my
fire.
mentor.
She's fire.
Yeah.
Bro.
She put me in a lot of rooms.
Yeah,
and vice versa.
Rashay no joke.
She's no joke.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done BT. You understand? Okay, I'm 5 images hat now. My photography business, like remember, I ran into you a couple times. I ran into you around 500 and other things like that. But I've been in multiple rooms because of Rashay. She connected me. A lot of people in LA. I was already connected in LA, but she opened the door because she know I'm always there. And yeah, she connected me, and she was like, "Yeah, there's a lot of Haitians in Philly." I was like, "Where?" She's like, "Yeah, I got my boy Herman." Like, what? That's good people. Like, what? That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm actually about to interview him. Like,
Right.
So yeah, that's our publicist. Yeah, that's one of our publicists. Shout out to her. So she was one that opened my eyes to that. And really Friday, because when I met Friday, I was like, hey, I met him on BT Awards on the red carpet because Rashay always gets me on red carpet because I usually shoot for Pretty V.
Nice.
So shout out to Pretty V. Shout out to the whole team. And Pretty V is around Haitians too because her makeup artist is Picasso. Shout out to Picasso. And we're on the red carpet, and that's when I seen Friday, and I'm like, yo, Sakbasi, testing his Creole.
Yeah.
And then he's keeping straight face because people interviewing. He's like, oh, Sakbasi Zo. Damn, where you from?
I love it.
I was like, keep on fair. I was like, yeah, I'm from Florida. He's like, and we connected, but he was on carpet. So I seen his manager, my boy Edgar. I took Edgar's contact, and then we ended up running to each other again in New York Fashion Week.
Networking.
You know what I'm saying? When I'm with Taya Cooper.
It never fails.
And then that's how I end up, and I chopped it up. And then I'm like, Brian, I know you reached for Crib for her like that. You know what I'm saying? And then fast forward, he did the show in Miami. I met his mom.
Dad's a pastor. Dad was a pastor.
So because you understand something, so I always like to do that because in the industry doing photography I love to see my Haitian people because I got duped before. Like when I met Fetty Wap, I thought he was Haitian and he wasn't Haitian. He just rocked Haitians. He had a Haitian flag. And I spoke to him in Creole. He didn't know what the hell I was saying. That's when I realized, oh shit. So when I see people that represent Haitians or be around Haitians, I be like, oh, they're not. Because for example, I'm in the field with my Haitians. That was guy's not Haitian, but he represents those. So but when Friday was fucking in Creole, that's when I was like, oh shoot, there's Haitians in Philly. And he was like, there's a lot of Haitians in Philly. This man bodyguard, all his bodyguards are Haitian.
He hires them.
Now all them Haitians, like all his boy Leo, shout out to Leo.
the
Songwriters, they're all Haitian.
Them,
I'm like, damn, I didn't know Philly had Haitians like that.
Yeah.
So that's dope. That's dope that you raised and you know, but you didn't know about Toto Be Shy, man.
Bro.
So Toto Be Shy.
That's the word I was looking for. I was sheltered.
Leave the man alone about Toto Be Shy.
I gotta know. Okay, wait.
Uh-huh.
The reason I brought this up because this is one of the biggest songs out right now called Cat Compy. You never heard that song with Burna Boy remix?
No.
Okay, we're gonna put you on. I'm gonna put you on. Don't worry. I'm gonna put you on. So there's a song. There's a song that on Friday's album he's featuring Joy Dwayne Philly. It's a Haitian. It's a Creole song.
Okay.
Besoin, that song right there, his featuring Joy Dwayne Philly, which is he's representing real big right now in the culture. And he has a single called Cat Compy. That Cat Compy song, original, it came from Tonton Bichat, like it wasn't really a parody, but he was like the Jamie Foxx, if you will, or like or Lil Duval, if you will, when they made a song, but it was an actual hit.
Okay.
He was a feature on the song, right? And that's where Cot Company came from, and he just kind of remixed it. Well, that's why I thought you would know who that was.
It's pretty much a popular song.
It's a
that's
popular song,
hitting
but don't worry,
the wave
we're gonna
right
get you
now.
up to par.
You'll get me up to
Before
par.
you leave, we'll get your playlist.
Let me
Take my Haitian card.
No, man, we ain't taking
No,
that.
but we about to test it right now. Translate that. So you want to
But
take off? You wanna kick off?
let's give him one more. I
Okay.
need this important one.
Well,
go ahead.
we doing this or that, or translate that?
Huh?
You still doing this or that?
This or that. One
Okay.
more. This is the last one for
All
this or that.
Okay.
700 credit score or $50,000.
Whoosh. That's on boy. That's a
Ooh,
good
that's
one.
a good one.
That's a good one.
I get these questions a lot, so let's talk about the good, bad, and ugly of both. 700 credit score, right, gets me access minimum to 250,000 in credit, minimum, right? 50,000, right? You would love to have that cash in your hand to spend immediately. You could take that 50,000, put it into an insurance policy, take 80% out of it when you need to, and now you have access to 80. You pretty much almost doubled it to 80,000. But because the access 700 credit score get me to, I would rather have a 700 credit score because I would know what to do. In 30 days, I would
I
have
ain't
more
gonna
money than you.
lie. I kind of knew the answer.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. I knew
in
the
30
answer.
days, I'll have
dog.
more money than
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
Well, okay.
So that means you have to
what's
have
up.
patience because some
Yeah,
people
you
don't
have
have
to have
patience.
patience. Yeah, they don't have
No.
patience.
That's one thing. We have to explain that too.
Yeah.
It's not overnight.
It's not overnight. Nobody want to work no more, bro. Nobody want to do the grind. Nobody.
You have to put in the work.
Yeah,
guys.
doing the work.
Still.
100%.
Yeah.
That's a great question, though.
What you got, Jay?
So translate that, man.
Nailed
We're gonna
it.
say
Nailed
something
it.
in we'll say something in Creole. You have to translate it in English.
Okay.
Or we could do it vice versa too.
Okay, Creole to English. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
Creole to English.
All right, go ahead. Y'all testing all the zones that come on the show.
No.
Next time, yo, Papa on him.
Those niggas ain't shit.
Basically.
Basically.
Good.
Okay.
Not boule. I love to hear that. I know it's easy.
Not boule. So that means we burning, right? That's the literal translation.
But let me tell you something.
It means we all good.
But people don't understand saying, "Hey, sakafet. Hey, what's up? We're burning."
We're burning. that's a literal
That's
translation.
a literal translation. But what the meaning about
what the
that
meaning
is,
say is
we chilling, we
good, we
vibing.
chilling, we vibing, we
good.
getting
It's
it.
all
We just
good.
want to. I love to point that one out.
Let me say,
That's my favorite one.
Let me say how it is, because a lot of people say, especially Americans who don't know, well, Nabule, they were just saying it. Nabule literally means not us. Wile is burning.
Burning.
Okay,
Us burning.
But in the context of we using it, it's like saying we cooling.
We cool.
Yeah.
It is vice versa.
It's vice versa.
Yeah, but
Anyway.
our Creole language is so harsh.
Right. Facts.
Yeah.
Boy.
Facts.
Damn, man, we got a lot of sauce, man. We got a lot of
Listen,
gems.
that was
Man, I appreciate you today, man. You
what
gave a
that's
lot
what you
of
guys
gems,
brought
man.
me to do here. So I wanted to make sure I leave your people in the audience with something good.
We need to know how the people could contact you, how to follow you, how to get your sauce, how to get your information.
So they can find me almost everywhere, bro. So TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Haitian _CEO. I love to teach. It is my passion. So every day I'm going to give you a gem. I'm going to teach. I'm going to put you in position for the win. You can definitely tap into my YouTube channel, Bella Sloan Enterprises, where, Instagram, it's only 60 seconds. But on my YouTube, I could talk for like an hour
Of
or
course.
2 hours.
You got the whole
So
platform.
you got
yeah.
the whole platform. And definitely check into my academy, Bella Sloan Academy, where we teach the game. We teach the sauce. We give you my mentors, my students, my coaches. We teach you everything for only $50. So definitely tap into us, Bella Sloan Academy.
Tap in, people.
Tap in. So check this out, man. A quick shout out again to our sponsors, fanfacemerch.com. Get fly, get culture, tap into your exclusive drops, including Crenglish Podcast. As a matter of fact, Crenglish Podcast merch is now on fanfacemerch.com.
Hey.
So you'll get your dad hats, you'll get your t-shirts, you'll get your windbreakers. Ladies, we got some for you too. Don't worry, we got the crop top hoodies too. You know what I'm saying? T-bagay bien shelbe. All of it. We got the pantalons and everything, you feel me? We have multiple fitted caps, snapbacks. We got all the flavors for you for Crenglish Podcast. But it's not just about for Crenglish Podcast. If you're a fan of Beyonce, Michael Jackson, whoever, Lady London, you'll be able to go on there, fanfacemerch.com, and be able to purchase whatever it is from a mug, t-shirt, all that good stuff.
You could even say a fan favorite of yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Yourself could be on that.
So just hit customize it. So that means what he's saying is if you see an artist, you might be an independent artist, right? You might be aspiring, you might have fans, right? You might be an influencer, right? That's what you said yourself. You can literally customize it, upload your information, upload your images. We'll have our graphic designer from fanphasemerch.com work up something for you guys within 72 hours, and you have it up, and you'll be able to purchase and get your items on fanphasemerch.com. Other sponsor?
Yes.
You got other sponsor you wanna?
This sponsor right here, man, I love
That's for
it.
you.
Boldvoice.com, guys. Boldvoice.com, where you could get your pronunciations while you have your accent. You learn.
What makes your business win?
No, it's April money.
It's not a safe place. It's not. He's not making it safe.
No, sorry for money. No, put money. So, guys, boldvoice.com, #1 improving your American English pronunciation, guys. Why you have your accent like me?
Yeah, because it is an AI. It'll break everything down to you. It'll
Yes.
help with your voice. It'll let you. You'll see it. It's pretty dope. Pretty cool.
Yes.
Herman, man, this episode was full of games, and we had a great time. We learned a lot from you. What else can you? Is there like a word, a final word for the people you would like to give them?
Absolutely. So my favorite thing I like to leave people with is audit your circle, right? So you guys probably heard the same thing growing up. Zami? Zami, baba, Zami, no? Mm-hmm. And it was annoying when we was growing up.
Right.
But as I get older, I start
Makes
to
sense.
understand putting the right people around you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Networking. The right people around you would take you to the right places. So protect your circle, audit your circle so that it could take you to the next level. And the thing about auditing your circle, people think like, oh, it's just your outer circle. No, I'm talking about your cousin, your best friend, your man. Everybody can't go with you.
No.
If they're not helping me get into the BET Awards,
Right.
if not helping me start businesses, run into a guy to get me a nice cup of coffee and my life changed, then I have to audit that situation. There's one crazy thing I want to say before I leave because it's going to sound crazy. My father passed away in September, right? So rest in peace to my father, right?
Condolences.
He's the only one who always says the Zami situation. My father was one of the first people I had to audit out of my circle. Sound crazy, right? Because when I say audit your circle, people are thinking about outside friends. No, sometimes it's your inner circle. But I say, kid, I wanted to become a millionaire. I wanted to make money. Was my dad a millionaire? No. Did my dad know how to make money? No. So my dad could not give me financial advice.
Right.
So he's the first person I had to audit. I had to get a new mentor in that space to give me advice, conseil.
Is that rich dad poor dad concept?
It's the rich dad poor dad concept. So I had to audit my circle. But in other places, my dad fit. How to be married, how to be a father, how to be a good husband. By his side, I took that conseil before he got out of here. Right. But auditing your circle, you have to listen to the people who have been there or who have at least failed at trying. They could give you great advice. Or somebody who has been successful at it, they could give me some great game so I could cut the line to success.
I love that. It's fire.
That's fire, man.
Absolutely. I apprate it, man.
That's
of the Crenglish Podcast. I had to
yes,
y'all with a little
man.
something.
Listen, man. Only on Crenglish Podcast, baby.
I would like to thank you. Appreciate you. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe. At Crenglish Podcast. On YouTube, it's Crenglish Podcast Show. Everywhere else is Crenglish Podcast. On TikTok, we're on TikTok, Instagram, Crenglish Podcast. But remember, please subscribe. Leave us a review.
Subscribe.
Yeah, man. So it's Crenglish Podcast Show. If you go to Crenglish Podcast Instagram, you see our link on there as well. But yeah, man, we'd like to thank you, man. You already know it. Elevate, be great. Crenglish Podcast.
Appreciate y'all.
Peace.